Hi everybody, welcome to All Around the Farm today. So here's what we're gonna do all around the farm. Now if you caught Friday's video, you know that I got Sully the grain hauler looking pristine. I know I promised we'd get started on the TO35, which will happen. It just ain't gonna happen today. But I thought, guys, before I get started on that other tractor, I would like to change the oil on this truck and wash it because, well, I start it up and move it around all the time, and it's still pulling 10 to 20-year-old oil through the engine all the time. We can change that. We can fix that problem easy enough, and wouldn't hurt to take the old power washer and wash the barnacles off that thing. Let's get to her. Friends, as much as I would love to just get started on this truck and work on this for about a month straight and make it awesome, I got other projects that are going to take a little more precedence. At least I can fire this one up and move it around. The TO35, I have to push that around, and that's less than ideal. I have done a few things to this, though. If you remember from the first video, there was this handy little screwdriver lock thing that had to be done because that was broken. Fixed. Door's still falling off, but I can fix that at another time. Fix the back window. Actually, I got a guy coming in and put a window in this, so that'll be fixed. We always had to jump start it before. Well, got myself a... Ooh. Here's one of them blue Hornets. Maybe I need to worry about getting the hornet nests out of this truck, but oh, there we go. Let's give her some. Bingo. We'll let that warm up for a minute and pull her inside. Well, there we go, friends. Now I did go ahead and toss in a new set of points because I had them and I thought it needed them pretty bad, and I wasn't wrong. It did. See, the problem is I still got no brakes on this truck, so I can't just go run it up and down the road and clean her out like it really needs to be cleaned out because it can't stop. And well, if I run her too fast down the road, I might just go right across the bay and end up in Canada. I don't really want to do that either. They probably won't even let this truck in Canada. But nevertheless, one thing at a time. Let's get that shitty oil out of there. Maybe that'll give me an opportunity to lay underneath this truck and just see what's happening with it, because I'm kind of curious. Haven't spent a lot of time under this thing just for peeking around a little bit. You know what? I'll go ahead and make sure that's in gear because I don't feel like getting ran over on a Sunday or any other day for that matter. Alrighty, well, let's get some tools and an oil pan, and I wonder, I'm guessing that's like any other small block, 5 quarts. Get my oil pan under there. Creeper. 9/16 ratchet wrench. Oil filter taker offer. And an oil filter to put back on her. All right, let's do this. Come on down, friends. Let me show you what's going on here. So, nothing out of the ordinary here. Small block, dual exhaust, bingo, bango, bongo. Nothing too exciting. Maybe that's a 6-quart oil pan. I don't know. Been too long since I've been underneath one of these. A little greasy out back. Probably has a rear main seal that needs replaced. No big deal. Not going to lose too much sleep about that. My exhaust system needs a little attention. No big deal on that either. I got some good quality chicken wire holding that up, so that's A-okay. Let's get this oil draining out of here before I get too crazy. Now, since I have no idea where this is going, perfect. We'll just set that right there. Oh, there we go. That should be just fine. Oh boy. Come on. There. A little more. We'll just let that drip dry there for a few minutes. Oh, I got some in my mouth. Up in place there. Nice. Get some clean oil in this thing for the first time in who knows how long. There we go. Drink up, old girl. There. I thought I had about 5 quarts in that jug. I'm between add and full. Not bad, but that means I'm going to need some more. Let me grab another jug. There. All right, I think that'll probably be more than good. All right, well, let's fire it up here. See how that oil pressure looks now. Don't want to go flying out of here. I have to adjust them points a little bit. Well, not bad. That's about right where it was, so maybe the oil that was in it wasn't that bad, even though it's been in it since probably the 80s. At least I'll sleep easier knowing it's got good oil in it. Ain't a bad runner, guys. Needs a little bit more tune-up work. I bet you a fuel filter wouldn't hurt this thing. Maybe if I throw 8 different spark plugs in it that are supposed to be in it, that won't hurt any either. Let's take care of that random firing I hear. Well, friends, I just thought of something. Since I got the oil changed in that, and I'm already here, and I turned the distributor cap a little bit to retard the timing just the smallest amount because it starts hard. Probably solved that problem. I thought, you know what? If you were watching the Will It Start video, I changed 6 spark plugs in this because I could only find 6 in my thing. Never put a fuel filter or anything in it. Why don't I just finish the job? I did the rotor and I did the points already. Why don't I just throw a fuel filter in here, set of spark plugs, you know, then we'll take it outside and wash all the barnacles off it because it's got plenty. So let me do this for right now. Let me pull this thing in the shop a little further so I can be up in there where you guys can see a little better. So I can get that used oil dumped and my floor cleaned up real quick. And like I say, we'll just whip 8 spark plugs into this thing and a fuel filter, and I bet you she's gonna run like a brand new truck after that. But before that, guys, I wanted to show you this. So a lot of these old projects, I like to look at the oil filters because that can give you an idea of just how old whatever you're working on is. Now let me turn this upside down. That is a time saver oil filter. Never heard of them. I worked in auto parts for almost 20 years and never heard of these things. Let's just do this. Sold by Sears and Roebuck, Chicago, printed in USA. And obviously there's the directions. I'm sure that is some kind of a date code on this filter, but I have no idea how to read it. But I just thought, that's pretty interesting. I haven't seen a Sears Auto Center since the 90s, at least around here anyway. And I sure haven't seen anything Sears Roebuck. I don't know if any of you guys know how old this filter is or got some kind of a clue. Please absolutely comment and let me know, because just for curiosity's sake. But never mind that now. Let me get that oil taken care of and get the truck in here. There. There, guys. Now I can be a little closer to my toolbox. Don't have so much glare from the outside. I can still see good. Bingo. Let's jump in there. There. Okay. Well, fortunately, guys, this truck's pretty user-friendly. Times it sure is hard to beat an old small block Chevy. I'm kind of sick of looking at that Hornet nest right there. Come on, you. Get out of here. And I'm going to hang on to these new old plugs that I put in here just because I can use them on something else. I just thought it'd be nice to have at least a whole matching set of them of the same brand and actual correct application for the truck. Three. There. Not bad, guys. Change all the plugs on the left back of a small block Chevy in under 5 minutes. You know who never said they could do that? Anybody that owns a Ford with a 5.4 in it. I'm just kidding. They didn't know what they were getting into when they signed those papers. Start with the hardest ones first. Actually, these two back here are the ones that haven't been touched yet. So there's one of the original plugs in this truck, guys. She's fuel fouled, a little carbon fouled, but otherwise... Yeah, there's the other one that's never been touched. Again, same thing. It's wet. Whatever. And there's one of the new ones. Not bad at all. Be interesting when I get this thing out on the road to see how she acts, but ooh, almost dropped her. Ooh, that's an old one too. So I guess I had 3 old plugs in this. I thought I changed 6, but I must have only done 5. Am I getting to that point in age where I should start forgetting things like that? Huh. Well, there, nevertheless, we got 8 new plugs in the holes now, so good. I feel good about that. Okay, there's that. Now, next thing, fuel filter. Now, some of you non-Chevy older guys might not know this, but for everybody else, these Rochesters have this little tiny fuel filter in the carburetor. Kind of a terrible setup. I mean, it did what it was supposed to do, but I've always hated that. So this little, that's going away. I'm going to cut a chunk of line out of here because it's been cut more than once, it looks like anyway. And I'm going to put an inline fuel filter right here so I can see what's going on at all times with it. And it'll be a lot easier to change than doing all this. Now, I sprayed this down with some sprayed this with some Blaster earlier, and it come apart. Guys, I've been pretty lucky. About everything on this truck's come off pretty easy. That's like I just did it 10 minutes ago. Okay, whatever. And I already knew that's loose. Well, let's see what's going on in here. Okay. Well, that's a mess. Let me get you all down here in my world. So, look at that gook inside of that filter. That's about half full. That's a lot. That is quite a lot. So I'm gonna do the right thing here, and that's gone. Inside of this, hey, I got a little gook in there too. No big deal. Just give this the old treatment here. There, degooked. Looks like that rust has been sitting in there for a few minutes. There. Like I say, I'm just going to bolt this right back on the carburetor, cut a chunk of that fuel line out, put these 2 items in its place, and that's going to be a lot better than it was. Tube, time to cut. Okay. Screw that right back in there, all easy peasy. How much line do I want to take off? Okay. So, there we go. Engine side. We'll sneak that right up on there. Okay. Probably wouldn't hurt to put a zip tie on there to keep it out of the fan. Just thinking out loud. I'll do you one better. I'll put 2 of them on. Come on, you. Boy, guys, that is one good running old truck. I tell you what, that could be the very best junkyard buy I've ever made. And I've made a lot of junkyard buys. Well, what do you say we pull that thing out here and wash the barnacles off of it? I got to say is wow. Friends, that is not even the same truck. I mean, it is. It's still a crusty old piece of junk, but it is now a crusty old piece of junk with no barnacles on it because they're all over the place. That cleaned up really, really nice. So satisfying when you watch that stuff get power washed off of there. I would have been more satisfied if a lot of this house paint would have... That is latex paint. I can just tell by the way it feels. I'm going to be sanding on this truck for days. Oh well, all part of the experience. Guys, let's have a overall look. I mean, that really cleaned up nice. I'm surprised I didn't find more holes in it. I mean, that stuff I can deal with. Even that I can deal with. Gotta get online, start finding me some rocker panels. Cab corners don't look, well, they're filled in, but I get some rocker panels, maybe a floor pan or two. Say, I've already got a back window. I just have to wait for it to come in, and then they're gonna come put it in for me, so that'll be nice. Forgot to wash the back, but oh well, power washer wouldn't reach back here. Let's just say that. Frame cleaned up good. Some of the green paint came off. The inside of this cab's gonna be a little bit of work, but whatever, I'll get to it. Just incredible. I like how I can see through the windshield now. That was kind of a challenge before. Well, guys, that's going to do it for all around the farm today. I feel like I got a lot done. I feel like it took most of the day. I feel like a beer. Thanks for watching today, everybody. We'll see you next time.